I know LeBron is number one, but I'm just saying, like, just looking at the block from a technical perspective, like he was able to get to Devin Booker, cover the pass, swivel, track the ball in the air, jump, and cleanly block an alley oop in about a second
Yeah,
of time.
yeah.
So I think LeBron's block with the stakes was a lot.
Let me put you on game.
So yeah, we can segue that into a discussion about the Bucks. What have you been seeing from them?
Yeah, just sign me up for the Giannis fan club, man. Like, it's almost become a Giannis fan podcast on my end because every week I'm always talking about how he's, like my favorite player in the playoffs right now, and that's continued all the way through the finals. Like, I mean, if you don't like Giannis, man, what are you on? Like, he
Yeah,
just had outside of the game, like he just has such a likable personality, you
yeah,
know. It's but on the court as well, like he's performing at an absolutely elite level. He's been amazing. 32, 14, and 5 in the finals. Uh, and throughout the playoffs, it almost seems like he's been learning and improving like as the playoffs go on.
yeah,
I think the Giannis that you're seeing now is a lot better than the Giannis that you saw against Brooklyn. Like
yeah,
he's learning how to avoid a lot of the bad shots that he was taking, and you're seeing him consistently hit that turnaround where he's forcing guys like once he gets past the free throw line to either foul him or let him score. And he's been
yeah,
great. Uh, and he's been great on the offensive end, but he's also been absolutely stellar on the defensive end. Like from guarding DeAndre Ayton to actually being able to step out and guard guys like Devin Booker and Chris Paul and hold his own.
yeah,
Uh, and that block, dude, that that is one of the best blocks I've ever seen in my entire life. It's probably like the second best block in finals history, maybe an argument for first,
yeah,
because I know LeBron is number one, but I'm just saying, like, just looking at the block from a technical perspective, like he was able to get to Devin Booker, cover the pass, swivel, track the ball in the air, jump, and cleanly block an alley oop in about a second
yeah,
of time.
yeah,
So I think LeBron's block with the stakes was a lot better because, or a lot higher because of it being a game 7 tied. But that Giannis block and is, I think, in terms of just the physicality of it, I think is just as impressive.
yeah.
But and
And
he's
just
just been dominant.
his endearing spirit, because he was like, to be honest, I thought I was gonna get dunked on in the post.
Yeah,
And it's like, man, that's really humble and like just hilarious to hear. And just shows you how he's so willing to put his reputation, his body on the line to win, and how much winning is important to him, and him doing whatever it takes from a strategic standpoint to do so. A lot of
yeah,
guys say they want to win so bad, but they want to win their way. He's trying to win however he can.
yeah. And you saw it with the Khris Middleton quote. Like they're trying to just ask him a question about like closing in the fourth quarter, and he's like, "Yo, I don't care who closes. Like Khris is a better shooter than I am, so we're gonna get him the ball and like whatever it takes to win. Not like the typical cookie cutter. I'm gonna be the leader down the stretch. Like it's regardless of whoever is able to capitalize, and he knows that Khris Middleton is a better player for that particular situation.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like he's just been the mark of consistency. I actually thought he had like an average game in game 4, like when I was watching it. And then I pull
Mm-hmm.
up the box score and he had 26, 14, and 8. And I was like, wait, what?
All over
So
the
it's
floor.
like the standard is crazy. But
And that steal that he had when they were down 5 off the inbounds play, I think Jay Crowder threw a bad pass and he tipped it from DeAndre Ayton and just took it coast to coast in like
yeah,
three strides for the dunk.
yeah, the effort with Giannis is insane. Like I know he got a lot of flack for last year not defending Jimmy Butler in the bubble, but I think that we're kind of seeing why. We're seeing why Budenholzer only plays him like a certain amount of minutes per game most of the time is because of how much effort he's putting out on both ends consistently. Like he's not like 30 minutes for him is like 42 for somebody else, just strictly based off of the effort. But yeah, with the rest of the team outside of Giannis, I'll step off my Giannis soapbox for a second and talk about Khris Middleton. He was great in game 4 with 40 points. I was trying to tell you last week, man, sometimes that dude really looks like he's a top 15 player in the NBA. We're probably due for like he's probably gonna have like 12 points tonight. But like on some nights he looks like a world beater.
Facts.
But the stats actually point to him getting better from this point out, because for the playoffs so far in games 1 and 2 of every series, he's had 18 points per game on 38% shooting. And in games 3 through 7, he's had 27 points per game on 46% shooting.
Okay.
So he's been improving as the series has gone on for every series. But I think the biggest key, considering that we know what we're going to get or not get from Khris Middleton, and we know what we're going to get from Giannis, has to be Jrue Holiday. Like he's continued to be extremely underwhelming offensively. He's done a great job in terms of, like we talked about earlier, stifling Chris Paul. He's making really great defensive plays. He's guarding him and Devin Booker interchangeably. He's been great at fighting around screens, and he's not letting Phoenix get these favorable matchups on switches. But his offensive numbers are horrendous. He's averaging 15 and 8 on 33% from the field and 27% from 3 in the series. And I can say honestly, if he was better offensively, like if he was at least average, the Bucks might be up 3-1. So
yeah, but you know what? I think it just goes to show you the monumental task that it is being a two-way player, and how only very few players have been able to do it effectively for a long period of time. You know, the two-way greats that come to mind, obviously Jordan, you know, Kobe, to a lesser extent Kawhi, and now Jrue Holiday is kind of that two-way mold from a guard / wing position that's in the spotlight at the moment. And it's difficult. It's difficult to trace and track another superstar, two superstars for that matter, around the court, while also being able to get yours offensively and being able to have the spring and the bounce to shoot jump shots consistently, to make contested layups, which is everything that you're going to really see in the NBA Finals, just because of schemes and guys just being used to the way you do things. And so, although I really would like to see better offensive output from Holiday, he's doing so well on the defensive end. Like just that, like I watched him block DeAndre Ayton at least twice in the series already, you know, and just play stellar defense from 1 through 5, along with just making Chris Paul look very ordinary. Some of that I'm sure is on Chris Paul and his injury. He's 36 and has all this stuff
he's
going
36.
on. But like Jrue Holiday is a force to be reckoned with, and I'll take what he's able to give us. Just like how we want Giannis to shoot better from the outside, I think that what Jrue is doing for the Bucks on the perimeter, even though they have guys like PJ Tucker is no match for Chris Paul, but Jrue Holiday is. And so
yeah,
I want to see him continue to do what he do what he can. And shout out to guys like Pat Connaughton, who he's shooting 46% from 3, making at least almost 3 threes a game, and has just been giving them really good minutes off the bench. And also guys like Bobby Portis just giving a lot of effort. And just the offensive rebounding statistic has kind of been a place of strength for the Bucks. They just get so many more possessions per game because of offensive rebounding, and Giannis being able to throw it back up and in, Tucker being able to throw it back up and in, Portis, Brook Lopez. They are just demolishing these guys on the boards, and it's really impressive and something to be lauded. And really, I think the primary reason why the Bucks are still in the series. because
Yeah.
despite the bad shooting night from Paul, they were up, during the closing segments of the fourth. And just because of those second possessions, the Bucks were able to muscle their way and will their way to that victory. Which has kind of been the theme for this Bucks team, just a will to win that has been unmatched by every team that they've seen so far.
No, I get you. Great points, but still, man, like he's got to be better offensively. Like he's got to, for me, like he doesn't have to be stellar. He doesn't have to have the game that he had in game 3 where he had 21 on 8 for 14 shooting and 9 assists. He's been great passing the ball, but the issue is just like game 1, 4 for 14. Game 2, 7 for 21.
Oof.
Game 4, 4 for 20. Like he's just those stats. Like if you can just go, 8 for 20, that makes a huge difference. Like instead of 4 for 14, you can go 6 for 14. Like that makes a huge difference in the flow and the score of the game. So he's just got to be like average offensively and stellar defensively, and that'll make all of the difference. Like Phoenix doesn't have a chance if he's good offensively along with what the other guys bring. It's Bucks easy. But if he's at least average, I think the Bucks have a great chance. But if he's going to continue to be bad, I'm still going to have to stick with my pick of Phoenix in 7.
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, hey, what remains for the series is going to be really fascinating to watch. Phoenix has the upper hand as far as the betting odds today. I think they're -4, which is, a sizable. They're the favorites to win tonight. And the home teams have showed up and showed out so far. And so I expect a good bounce back game from Phoenix. I expect both Paul and Booker to show up, as well as their role players like Mikal Bridges. So yeah, we'll see. This could be a Phoenix in 6 situation or a Bucks in 7 situation. It really could just go either way. And I'm excited to watch, man. This is good basketball.
Yeah, I mean, don't let anybody fool you with the talk about ratings and, oh, there's no LeBron, there's no Kevin Durant, there's no big market teams, whatever. It's good basketball. And I think it's a great story either way, whoever wins. I think that it's been great to watch Chris Paul on this journey, considering how hard his career has been in terms of playoff shortcomings. And I think it's been great for Giannis. I think Giannis has one of the most incredible stories in sports history in terms of where he came from and where he is now. Like that dude was selling CDs to try to make money on the streets for his family like 12 years ago, you know? So where he is now is crazy.
Sharing sneakers with his brothers to play basketball.
Yeah. So
yeah, because they don't make a lot of size 14 shoes in Athens, I imagine.
Right. So yeah, to go from that to 2-time defensive player of the year, 2-time MVP, and potentially an NBA champion, that would be great. That's probably why he's so like nonchalant about stuff, like why he's just like, I miss free throws, who cares? Because it's like, he probably knows how much worse it could be, if things just hadn't broken this way for him. So
Facts.
Whoever wins, whether it's this 15+ year journey from Chris Paul, or it's this journey for Giannis from basically nothing in terms of his finances to where he is now. It's a great story either way, and it's a great finals.
Thanks.